Welcome back to J Tendencies. I am your host, Jay Suave.
And I am Jay Reese.
I kind of want to start this off by saying shout out Xavier Worthy. Finally sued his ex fiance. There was alleged extortion, abuse. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just read some of this stuff out for a second. Obviously, in Williamson County, Texas, allegedly, right, stole and destroyed more than 150,000 in cash and property belonging to Worthy and assaulted him. And as if you don't know, then Xavier Worthy was the one arrested earlier this month in Texas on a assault charge himself. And obviously, can't believe everything that came out on the internet at first. But obviously now he's suing his ex fiance. So shout out Xavier Worthy.
A good thing he beat those charges and he's able to get back to grinding. It's unfortunate what had happened, but hopefully they can move forward with this.
Bro beat the case. Now we just got to get everyone else on the Chiefs to beat their case. But
That's crazy to say.
but hey, I mean like you know. But welcome back to another episode. And last time you saw us, it was I think right before free agency, or like
Yeah, it was
as it
right
was
before
going
free
on.
agency kicked
Yeah,
off.
right before free agency. So right now we're gonna go through the teams that ended up getting better and the teams that got worse. And I know free agency has been a ride throughout. I don't know when's the last time we posted, but it's been a ride since the last time. Obviously, there's been some crazy moves. Some people say this guy's going here, even though he goes there. But it has been a interesting, to say the least, free agency so far.
Oh,
And
for sure, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the cake on this one. I want to know which teams you think got better and worse. And let's go with the ones that got worst first.
The three I think got worse for sure. I'm happy to see. I think the Cowboys actually got worse. Letting a few of their key pieces walk away. You have Rico Dowell, he walked away, and he was a pretty solid back for them last year in an offense that wasn't really doing much all year. You let go of DeMarcus Lawrence, who has been solid for you guys for so long. He's been a staple of that Cowboys defense for so long, and just letting him walk away for nothing. Then you get the beef between him and Micah
Mike,
Parsons getting exposed a little bit. It's like I love their downfall. I love DeMarcus Lawrence. I met him a couple times. He's a great dude. Hopefully he balls out over there in Seattle. I also think they lost Jordan Lewis, their slot corner, and you know how hard it is to find a good slot corner. I know for sure we've had years of Avonte Maddox rolling in, Nikel Roby Coleman. We had people like that just rotating in at the slot. Until we found Cooper DeJean, so that slot position is very hard to find. And they had a really solid slot corner in Jordan Lewis. Now that he's gone, it's gonna be hard to fill that role. And they try to trade. They traded for a few pieces. They signed Javonte Williams and they signed Miles Sanders, who both of them combined aren't that. Both didn't have very really great seasons at all last season. And they're not gonna replicate at all what you guys had with Rigo Dowdle, I don't think. And I'm a big Miles Sanders fan and I miss him in Philadelphia, but I'm glad we got Saquon. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think either of them are able to live up to the power that you guys had with Rico Dowdle, who was really finding his stride with that lackluster offense last year. And same thing with that defense. You traded for a few pieces that weren't showing any promise really. Trying to really take a chance on these guys. You got Kyer Elam from the Bills. You got a linebacker from was it the Seahawks or the Titans? I know he played for the Titans. I wasn't sure if it was last season or it was before. But um hmm, hold on. Give me 1 minute. Are you good?
yeah, it connected to the speaker outside.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
But
why.
who was that linebacker that the Cowboys traded for? Was he from the Titans or the Seahawks? You know what I'm talking about. I just can't put a face to the
He
name right
went where?
now.
To the Cowboys?
Yeah, to the Cowboys. You were talking about how he was bad for the Titans. We were talking about it in the group chat before. But I can't
Um,
think of his name.
I forget.
But what I'm trying to say is they traded for a bunch of draft busts during the season. They drafted
Dante
for
Fowler.
Dante Fowler. Yes, thank you. During the season, they traded for your dude from the Panthers. I forgot his name. He was a fourth round pick, I think, or third round pick, Jonathan Mingo. And Jonathan Mingo, I don't even think he played. I can't even think of one highlight he had for the Cowboys this season after they traded for him. So I just think that they didn't do anything. They didn't do enough to improve that roster. You have players within the organization just talking trash about the organization once they leave. It's not a good look for the Cowboys. So I think they definitely lost this offseason. I also think the Bengals lost this offseason, which is might be a hot take. But now you guys have three players. I'm glad you guys signed Jamar Chase back. Joe Burrow's all obviously been there was gonna be there for a while. And you also re-signed T. Higgins. So you have two guys being paid in the top 10 for wide receivers in the NFL. And I just think that's crazy because now you have 50% of your cap space going to three guys, and you're gonna let not Aiden Hutchinson, um, Hendrickson, what's his name? What's his first
Trey
name? I don't know his
Hendrickson.
first name. Trey Hendrickson, thank you. He's gonna go away, and you're not getting the asking price for him because you're asking for too much. And he wants to go somewhere to sign a big contract, which you can't give him the money for because not only are you putting him on the trade block, you're also um don't have the money to pay him what he wants to be paid, the money that he deserves. So I think just them having spending three that much money on three offensive players these next few seasons, when you know your defense has been the problem for the last few years, I don't think it was a smart move, and I just think you wasted a lot of cap space doing that. And in effect, that makes the whole team worse. Your offense is still going to be good because you have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. But when you look on that defense side of the ball, that's when I think you guys haven't done enough to fix the biggest issue you had on the team last season. And the last team was the 49ers. They lost everybody pretty much, in trades, free agency, they walked away. Half of them went to the Broncos. So I'm glad the 49ers, the two teams I hate the most, Cowboys, 49ers, both got worse over the offseason. We won a Super Bowl. I'll bring that up as much as I can. Look, boop, 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 every time. But that's what I think got worse, really. The Seahawks a little bit, but compared to these three teams, I don't think it's as bad. But I want to hear what you think got worse before I got into who I think got better, because you might have a few different teams than I do in this area.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Cowboys obviously, but you hit everything on the head with them. With the 49ers, I mean, Brock Purdy set to cash in on a new contract. I mean,
Hmm.
they had to move on to new players, right?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
obviously, saying goodbye to Debo Samuel, saying goodbye to Dre Greenlaw, saying goodbye to Talanoa Hufanga, it had to happen. At least I think so.
Hmm.
And obviously, they've had that stance where they've been in the NFC Championship, they've been in the Super Bowl, but they could never get it done. So now, whenever these guys gonna get paid, it's like, well, now they don't have a quarterback on a rookie contract anymore.
Hmm.
So they gotta lock in and do something. And I mean, I guess like for Jay Greenlaw and like some other, I guess not Jay Greenlaw in general, but just for their defensive line, they really could make a deal with y'all trying to get Bryce Huff. But I
Hey,
think,
take them, take them.
hey,
Go
because
ahead.
he'll be back with Robert Saleh, bro. That's all I
Uh-huh.
gotta say.
Hey, hey, I don't mind it, bro. Trust the process, bro. Take them. I
Exactly.
don't care. Do it.
And
Do it. It's okay with me.
my second team I had, it's you didn't name it. It's actually the Los Angeles Chargers. I think
Mm,
this roster took not like a big hit, but enough of a hit because they were only a wild card team this year. They lost
hmm,
Christian Fulton, Puna Ford, Josh Palmer, and didn't really get any replacements to return.
hmm.
And it
Also,
was,
Asante Samuel and Joey Bosa, two big pieces gone.
yeah. And there was even receivers that came out and said they were open for playing for the Chargers, like Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Cooper Cup. Like these
Hmm.
guys said they were okay with playing there, but ultimately went elsewhere. And you look at the Chargers. I mean, Los Angeles is a good place to play in general, but like I don't know what's going on inside the organizations where like none of these stars want to go there.
Hmm.
But I guess it is what it is. And my third team was actually the Seattle Seahawks, but like I'm kind of on the fence about it.
That's how I
And
felt as well.
yeah, like I've seen people say that they've like digressed that quarterback, but I have Sam Darnold and Geno Smith in the same tier
Mm,
because I just think they're both mid. However, losing an impact receiver like Metcalf, it's big. I know like some people don't like Metcalf. I know he has his problems, he has his drops, but like at the end of the day, hell, you'd rather have him than Jonathan Mingo. Like there's a
hmm
lot of receivers that you would take DK Metcalf over, right?
For sure.
But I think them gaining, I think a better receiver in Cooper Cup is huge for them. And
Hmm
it's likely that Darnold won't match that 2024 output just because it's not a better team and he
And
doesn't
the O
have the
line is significantly worse.
yeah, and like it's not the better team, doesn't have the offensive line that the Vikings had. They gave all their money to DeMarcus Lawrence instead of putting their money into the offensive line. And the last time that offensive line was good was the year that Russ left, like that
Hmm
first year. So I mean, but other than that, like really the only other team I had was Dallas. But I mean, hopefully, hopefully we can see how Dak is next year. And I know you don't want them to be good, but like I really don't care if they're good or not.
For
I'd
real.
be caring about my Carolina Panthers for real.
And you be caring about if those teams in the NFC South are good or not.
Oh
That's what you
my,
really worried about.
bro!
But
And I'll speak on one team just before we get on
mhm.
just before we get into there, because the I forget which the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They honestly, with the loss of Liam Cohen last year, they promoted their pass game coordinator. It was Josh Grizzard to OC, and this year they averaged 5.3 yards per carry. That's insane, right? And it was the 2 years ago they were the worst rushing team in the league, and this past year they were fourth best in the league. So now I don't know if their offense is gonna get better. I don't know if it's gonna get worse, but like they haven't done anything. It's looking like they're staying stagnant to me.
hmm
But like
Yeah.
at the same time, the NFC South is just a division where it's always a toss up. You know?
hmm Yeah, for sure. Like the only move I can think of that the Buccaneers made this offseason was signing Hassan Reddick to a 1 year deal. And Hassan Reddick didn't really have much of an impact last year, so really I'm not sure how much of an impact that's going to make this upcoming year. But we'll see how that division goes. Like honestly, I think the Buccaneers, even though they've won the division the last few years, I think the Falcons and Michael Penix can ride it out this year. I'm not gonna count Bryce Young out either. Hopefully, y'all get a receiver in the draft. But yeah, the Buccaneers, I just think it's about time that they take a little step down. Not because I wanted that to happen. I just don't see the same success, especially because they should have had that success this year. It's just that the Falcons collapsed halfway through the year. So I think that their reign at the top of the division is gonna fade away this upcoming season. So hey, hopefully your boys can pull it out.
Bro, ain't no hopefully. We are pulling this one out, bro.
Oh, my bad. My bad. All right, let's get into the better teams. I think I'm gonna start off with the Raiders. They got your boy on a 2 year deal, Jeremy Chin. They signed Raheem Mostert, he's a definitely older running back, but their struggles with the run game last year, having a solid back that has been established in the league for a while in the backfield won't won't hurt them at all. It'll definitely help a little bit. They signed Eric Stokes, getting some cornerback depth, and then they got Crosby on an extension. I think it was a 3 year extension, and he was getting the most money by a non-quarterback before the Myles Garrett and the Jamar Chase deals went through. But Max Crosby was one of those guys where he was talking about how he wanted to go somewhere to contend, to be a winner. But when money talks, money talks. If you're getting like 40 M's, 39 M's, something like that,
Nah, for real.
um, I'm not gonna complain. Yeah.
You turn a blind eye to that. You like, ooh, that's a lot of money. Like that's gonna set me up. And even what's it called
hmm
with the Raheem Mostert, he led the league in touchdowns 2 years ago. Like
hmm
that's a good running back.
Exactly. And then I think the biggest addition, obviously, is you get Pete Carroll in there, and you get someone that Pete Carroll is familiar with. I was thinking, low key, the Raiders might be a dark horse for Russell Wilson, but they went for the other quarterback that I'm not Gino. There it is, the cat's out of the bag. Geno Smith is a. is a Las Vegas Raider, but another quarterback that Pete Carroll has played with in the last few years, which is Geno Smith. And Geno Smith, I think he's been better than Sam Darnold. I just think, he's just he's just older than Sam Darnold. So obviously he's been getting hit with that injury bug a lot more than Sam Darnold has. He's had a worse O-line than Sam Darnold's had this last season. But I think Geno Smith, especially with reunited with Pete Carroll, I'm not saying that's going to be a huge leap for the Raiders this upcoming season. I don't think they're going to sneak into the playoffs or anything like that. But I think the difference between having Geno Smith in that quarterback rather than Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew in that quarterback is a big enough difference where there's going to be significant improvement on that offense that was one of the worst in the league last year. And I know,
Yeah.
I think your dad is happy about that. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to your dad since that's happened. But has your dad told you what he thought about that move?
Um, I texted him about it actually, and whenever I texted him, I don't think he was like too optimistic because I asked
Hmm.
him, I was like, hey, like with y'all having the sixth pick in the draft, how do y'all feel that y'all just got Geno Smith instead of like maybe the thought, maybe the chance that y'all trade up and go get Shador? And he was like, like I don't really. He said he didn't really like it, and
Hmm.
obviously, like I understand why he didn't like it, just because like you want to like obviously you want a fresh start, but you also just had a young QB, but obviously he wasn't that good whenever he was. I mean, Aiden O'Connell was good in college,
Hmm.
but didn't anybody seriously think he'd be good in the league? I don't think so. And he wasn't put in the right situation to be good either. I don't
Yeah.
think. But I think everyone kind of had that consensus thought that Raiders would go trade up two spots, maybe go to three, or at least go to
Hmm.
two and go get Shador if Cam Ward goes one, you know?
Yeah.
And that was my thing. That's what I had thought the whole time. And I think that's what my dad was thinking too, because I think he wanted Shador because he knew they weren't
Hmm.
getting Cam Ward. And that's like, who else are they going to get with the offseason
Hmm.
that they were having, you know?
Yeah. But now they're in a good position because I think did just sign an extension with the Raiders? I'm not sure. I think he did, but I wasn't 100% sure. If not, though, he's still a good bridge quarterback if they want to go draft a quarterback in one of the later rounds because I don't think because nobody thinks that Quinn Ewers is obviously not going to be that guy. But you get Jalen Milroe falling, who has good athletic ability, but the tangibles aren't there yet. Learning behind a guy like Geno Smith and Pete Carroll, which as your head coach, I think that would help in the long run if they wanted to do that. Or if Geno doesn't pan out this year, you can get a better quarterback in the upcoming draft. Who
Did you see that Jalen Milroe ran like a 4.37 or a
mhm.
4.32?
I already knew bro was fast. Like that was no secret that bro was the fastest quarterback coming out of
I'm
college this year.
I'm knowing that bro is
It's just
fast, but like whenever I
mhm.
see that and then you go see like Michael Vick run, I be really wondering why didn't Lamar run the 40, bro? Because
Did he
I
not?
know Lamar. No, Lamar never ran the 40. I
Mm.
know he got to run a. I
Four
need him to
two
run it,
eight,
bro.
four
It
two
gotta.
nine.
He gotta run the 40.
But yeah, like Jalen Murrow, I think because I had him going because I thought he should have went to Seattle before that Geno got traded. 'Cause I was like, hey, learn behind Geno, develop under Geno, and the same thing with the Raiders now. Now you got a better offensive head coach in Pete Carroll. I think now this is a better situation for if a team wanted to go get Jalen Morrow and have him develop behind a experienced quarterback. So it really just panned out the way I had it, just on a different team. But
Yeah, they could go get Stephon Diggs too, and even what's it
mhm,
called? If they don't trade up in the draft and say they think say they don't trade up and maybe Ashton Genty's on the board. I'm not gonna say they're gonna draft Ashton Genty just because I don't think
mhm,
he should go that high. But
yeah.
if they're in the second round and maybe Caleb Johnson from Iowa is there, maybe
Mhm.
they can get him as well.
Also, what's it called? You have some solid receivers up there because right now the receiver number one is Jacoby Myers, and I'm a big Jacoby Myers fan. But if you get someone like Tet, you get someone like your boy Emeka,
He's a
but
Panther, bro. That's a
you
Panther.
you get one of them good receivers and let Gino throw them the rock. I think the Raiders are just built for success, and maybe not this year, but in the next few years. They also have the Bears and the Pats, who've had pretty similar off seasons. You know, they went out there, signed or traded for some key O linemen or O line depth to two struggling O lines. The Bears, they also, they traded for Joe Thuney. They got Jonah Jackson, Drew Dahlman. They on the defensive side, they got Grady Jarrett. They got Zacchaeus on the offense, Philadelphia legend, Falcon legend. Um, I think the Bears had a nice little offseason, getting ready for the draft, getting enough alignment to help protect that quarterback that was struggling behind that line last year. And same thing with the Pats. You get Morgan Moses, West Schweitzer. I don't know even say the name right. You get Garrett Bradbury. On the defensive side, you get Milton Williams, Carlton Davis, Marcus Epps, building that culture that defensive culture specifically with Milton Williams, Carlton Davis, and Marcus Epps. That defensive culture that Mike Vrabel really likes. So I think that those are two teams that got better in very similar ways, bolstering those old lines. The Denver Broncos, I think they got really good this offseason. Not like they weren't bad before because they stuck in the playoffs and everybody's expectations for them was so low beforehand. But Evan Ingram on a 2-year deal, which is really great for Bo Nix because now he has a big tight end he can throw to, who was a really good tight end back in Jacksonville, who was a good tight end back when he was in the Giants. You get Dre Greenlaw and Hufunga from the 49ers, both on 3-year deals. Two good defensive players to help bolster up that defense, which is one of the best in the league. Who had the who has Pat Surtain, who just won Defensive Player of the Year. So I think Denver Broncos had a really good offseason. There was obviously more signings that they had that I didn't go into more detail about, but those three other ones that really stood out to me. And then the Commanders, they had re-signed a bunch of their key players. And then you signed a trade for Laramie Tunsil and Deebo Samuel. And Deebo Samuel, I'm gonna keep it a bug. I think he's cooked, but I think he'll be a solid receiver two, receiver three for that Commanders team because nobody's looking for him to be a number one at this stage of his career. But he can still make plays, and that's one thing that he's done his entire career. Even last year, whenever he was struggling the whole season, he was still able to make plays when it mattered. And Larry Tunsil, one of the best offensive linemen in the league, which I was surprised that the Texans traded him away, trading away your best offensive lineman whenever you need when offensive line was your biggest issue last year. But the thing about Larry Tunsil is that he led the league in penalties for offensive linemen last year, and he's obviously going to look to turn that down. But the Commanders team got better. That's very frightening for as a Philadelphia fan because you don't want that team to be as good as they are, especially a team we just played in the NFC Championship. But this should be a good rivalry these next few years between Philadelphia and the Washington. But those are the teams I thought that got better this offseason.
I also, I will say that I think that the Commanders kind of just. I also think that they're stagnant because I am not big on Debo Samuel at all. And obviously,
Hmm.
Laramie Tunsil, I didn't think he was that crazy. I thought the Texans were crazy just for trading him away. I mean, not trading him away, but letting him walk just because of the way the offensive line played. But hey, they got Cam Robinson and they got I forget his name. They got Cam Robinson and they got Laken Tomlinson as well. I'm pretty sure. And that's pretty two good replacements, especially at tackle and at guard. And the first 2 weeks of the Texans free agency, I was like, dang, like they're losing everybody. But I mean, they're bringing people back on 1 year deals. They're getting some other people on 1 year deals. And they got Sheldon Rankins, Derek Barnett, Darrell Taylor. But I mean, other than that, they got Justin Watson too if Diggs leaves. So I think they're straight. And I mean, one of the main better teams that I think us right here, baby, Carolina Panthers. We gonna be up next year, trust. And I'm gonna say this: y'all can say I'm biased as ever. I don't care. Carolina's defense was probably the league's thinnest last season, especially our front seven. We had no depth, and what we did this offseason pursued quality starters and depth. Started off with Trayvon Morig, which was arguably the best free agent safety that there was in the league. Um, also got, I think we got him for 3 years, and we missed on Milton Williams, which sucks. I really wanted Milton Williams. We got Tershawn Wharton and Bobby Brown the third for a combined 22 million a year, which is less than what Williams got on his own. So I can't hate too much because Milton Williams got 26 million. And this kind of opens the question, who is Carolina going to draft? Because I was sitting here before free agency, I was like, dang, like we probably need to go for like Mason Graham, and y'all know me, I don't like Mason Graham is a fantastic player, but y'all see that flag in the back. Like I do not want no player from the team up north. But Carolina's just much positioned for success this upcoming year, especially after the year ended and we were playing Atlanta and everything. Like, if you go on my Twitter, it says Carolina is making the playoffs this year and to stamp it or next year. But my next team, and it hurts me to say this, but it is the Chicago Bears. And obviously, they seem like the obvious choice, but I mean, they're worth the hype, dude. And they've gone all in to go and protect Caleb Williams. And they've been showing it. I mean, they got Dahlman, Dooney, Jackson, and that's not even like just improving. That is a brick wall. like I don't know how else to say it. Like it's a brick wall. And on defense they ended up getting Jarrett. It transforms like it literally transforms that front seven, both offensive line and defensive line, into a real problem. And my third team, you had already talked about it, but I think they did the best in free agency so far, and it's the New England Patriots. And I did not think that they were going to do this much, obviously, but they had a ton of cap space, and they spent the money, so I can't even hate. But they ended up getting Carlton Davis, Robert Spillane. He's probably one of the more underrated guys out of this free agency class. Morgan Moses, um, ended up getting Garrett Bradbury to replace David Andrews and Milton Williams. So obviously I can't
Demon.
hate. Yeah, obviously I can't hate just because Deshaun Warden and Bobby Brown are getting paid less than him combined. But if we could get Milton Williams, that would have been fire. And the thing is, the whole day of coming to that, I thought he was a Panther. Like they were like, we're
Bro, the whole day
finalizing.
it was happening, bro. Like 30 minutes before, I was like, "Oh, he's a Panther, bro. I know Jalen's happy." I was about to text a chat. I was typing it, bro, and right whenever I like finished typing out my sentence, I got the message from Twitter saying, Milton Williams signing a 3-year deal with the New England Patriots." I was like, "Oh, now I have to change my text up. Then I know you're sick."
I was so sick, bro. Because like at first I didn't even see the tweets about like him finalizing deals with the Panthers until he signed with the Patriots. Because I like me, I was just saying he's a Panther to be a Panther.
Hmm.
So I'm like, we need a defensive tackle. Like this is the easiest way besides spending our pick in the draft to go get a defensive tackle. And now with Wharton and Brown, like we can go out and get Tech McMillan or go get defense. And I mean, hell, with Trayvon Moehrig, I really wanted Malachi Starks. But if we go get a receiver, if we go get a 6'5" receiver for Bryce, aka Tet,
AKA me,
you wish, bro. You putting your name in the draft this year?
bro. I'm already in
When,
there, bro.
when's your pro day, bro?
Bro,
When's your pro day?
bro, it's like 3 weeks, bro. Trust. What did Jalen Moore run? 4.32? Weak, bro. I'm running a 4.2. Flat.
bro's breaking the record.
Dead
But
ass.
yeah, I mean, I think the New England Patriots are definitely the team to look out for, and
Hmm.
that's a scary team. Like whenever everything happened, I was like, this is kind of scary. And obviously, um, this isn't one of my teams, but the Bills paying Josh Allen, and I know they've seen all the defense that the Patriots just got,
Hmm.
and they are going to be in shambles. I promise. I'm not gonna say they're not gonna make playoffs or anything, but the Patriots are gonna give them a good fight. I promise you that.
Hmm. And that's a team that's a game that's always close every year, no matter how good or bad the Patriots are. I feel like it's always close between the Patriots and the Bills because that defense
Exactly.
has been good every year. But the one thing that the Patriots didn't do that I really expect them to do, which like I don't know. They probably, I don't know if I would say they had the best offseason, but I think the thing that really held it back for me was they didn't get that number one wide receiver for Drake May like I thought they were going to this offseason. Like when DK was on the table, I was like, oh, they're gonna get DK. When T. Higgins got tagged, I was like, oh, they're gonna tag and trade T. Higgins to the Patriots. I did not think they were gonna leave the offseason without getting a receiver number one, and that's what it looks like. So obviously they have the draft. I'm not sure what pick they have. You know what pick they have, Jay? Are
They
they
have
in
the
front of
fourth.
you?
They have the fourth
Okay.
pick.
Oh yeah, they have the fourth pick. That's right. They could go receiver with the fourth pick. They could go old lineman.
They need to go Abdul Carter.
Travis
That's the best player at
Abdul
four.
Carter. Abdul Carter's not going to be at four. If Abdul Carter falls to four, might as well just let him go ahead and drop to 32.
Bro,
But
what?
but I think I think the most likely scenario is they're probably going to get Travis Hunter, I think. Because I think that even though that Jameis just signed with the Giants, I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants still go out there and get Shador and
Oh yeah, for sure.
have
Jameis is an
um
all-time backup.
mhm. Like Jameis is a good motivator. He's a good locker room guy, and he's a vet, so he could definitely um teach Shador some things. Just don't teach him how to throw pick sixes, and they'd be all right. But I think Travis going to the Patriots at four not only will be a good spot for him as a wide receiver because he can be that solid number one guy for Drake May, but that defensive cornerback duo between Travis Hunter and Christian Gonzalez, ooh, that's scary right there.
Bro, I'm thinking that Cleveland takes Hunter at two. I can't lie.
I see Cleveland taking Abdul. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. If if Miles Garrett isn't traded by then they're taking Travis.
He's not getting traded. He signed his extension with a no trade clause in it.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But
Bro, but imagine getting rushed at by Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett.
yeah, but
Imagine
like,
that.
dude, Hunter's just
Screw
a
the,
top prospect at corner
he
and
is.
receiver, and like
That's
the
true.
Browns don't. I mean, Denzel Ward's fire, one of the top corners in the league. But at the same time, like you go get Travis Hunter, that's a culture change as well.
You also
Like
got
what?
you got that other corner. What's his name? The other corner is really good too. I don't think they would need to go get corner. Can't think of his name though. But like because he had a better year than Denzel Ward this year. Let me see.
Martin Emerson
Yes,
or
Martin
Greg
Emerson.
Newsom.
No, I think it was Greg Newsom. Yeah, Greg Newsom.
Greg Newsom's fire. What was guy? He
So I
also
think
he plays in the slot too.
And then you also have
Hunter,
Martin Emerson as well. That's why I'm saying they
yeah.
have a good a good cornerback core. I think the biggest hope that Travis Hunter would be for that team would be at receiver. But I think Jerry Jeudy played really great. I like Elijah Moore still. Um, I think there are going to be guys in the second round they can get that's gonna be really impactful as well. So I think if they go get Abdul Carter, or if say Abdul Carter's taken, you can get a Cam Ward, you can get Shador Sanders. I think they're gonna go for a quarterback or they're gonna go edge rusher and they're gonna let uh Travis Hunter fall. Even though Travis Hunter, like you said, is a generational athlete and a prospect, I don't see him going to the Browns at two. I just don't see it.
I don't know, man. Could obviously Cleveland can go anyway with that, and it really just it comes down to if they want to take their medicine with Watson or not. You know,
Yeah.
so
Uh,
it literally just all comes down to that. If they
all
do,
I know is no matter
then
what next season, Deshaun Watson is not starting at quarterback. That's all I know. No
bro,
matter, no matter who the quarterback is, it's not going to be Deshaun Watson starting. Deshaun Watson is going to be the highest bench player in the league. But I think this is the first season where the first three picks, I have no idea what's going to happen, like at all. Like it's just so
All I know
like
is Ward's going one for sure.
I'm not even sure if Ward's going to go one. Not even I'm not like should the Ward's going to go one. I think that if the Titans do go quarterback, they're gonna get Cam Ward. But I'm not gonna lie that Abdul Carter at one. I see it happening as well. Like I can see either one. So I'm not really sold on Cam Ward being the number one pick just because he's a quarterback and that's what Titans need. You know?
You want to know why that they're gonna go get Cam Ward?
Mm.
Because they just beefed up their offensive line for the last week, for the last 2 weeks, and you aren't gonna go do that just to go get Abdul Carter. And I understand Abdul Carter is that dog, is that
Hmm.
guy, but like the signs are here, you know,
Yeah.
and the way that they're moving, they go get Andrew Ripchich, they re-sign him. I mean, who else do we have on here? Daniel Brunskill, Corey Levin, Dylan Radunz, like, come on, bro. And they signed Tyler Boyd too. So I think that this is just all foreshadowing Cam Ward or Shador,
Tyler
I
Boyd,
guess.
the
But
receiver, wasn't Tyler Boyd there last year?
no, was he?
I could have sworn he was, bro.
Maybe I don't know. However,
That
they're
team
getting
was just
Ward.
bad last year. I don't know. Well, we'll see, bro. I'm not gonna make a bet on it because I'm really not sure. It could be Cam Ward, but I'm just saying I'm not sure which one. I think it go either way.
But yeah. However, guys, we are going to get into this next topic. As you all know, it is March, and with March comes madness, guys. And I can't lie, my bracket got cooked second day. I went from first place in my group to eighth so quick, and it was mainly because I think I got a lot of teams wrong in the South region. I guess there's only like 6 games per region because it's 12 teams, but I'm sitting at 37.5% right now. And I'll go through that later. But right now we are in the Sweet 16. I'm gonna name off the teams. The first match, well, I don't know when these matchups are going to be like times and everything. We have Auburn versus Michigan, Duke versus Arizona, Ole Miss versus Michigan State, BYU versus Alabama. We have Florida versus Maryland, Houston versus Purdue, Texas Tech versus Arkansas, and Kentucky versus Tennessee. Now, with these teams, I'm gonna just say my bracket. I have Houston winning the whole thing. I think Houston's been a consistent team throughout the years. They haven't really made the they haven't really made the push to win the national championship yet. But there's always a team if they're always gonna be there and they're always gonna be a top seed. Unless you're the Buffalo Bills, you're gonna go win that thing at least once. You know. So I have Houston winning, but I want to hear your thoughts on this. Who do you think is gonna take it all the way out of this Sweet 16, Jaden?
All right, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have no idea. I have not watched an ounce of college basketball, bro. I've been so busy. But I think you brought up a good point because I think last year, I didn't watch as much last year as well, but I also had Houston going out last year, and obviously it didn't work out that way because UConn went out with the championship because you have guys like you had Donovan Clingan out there at the center position, but
Yeah.
now I'm not sure. Like you said, Houston being a top seeded team for multiple seasons, um, I think they do have a really good shot at bringing it home. But like I said, I'm not really as familiar with the college basketball scene as you or everybody else. But I'm just here to enjoy some good basketball. That's it. I was watching a few games the other day while I was out eating with my dad, and I think me and my coworker after I got done reffing a football game. He got done reffing a soccer game. We were talking about it because it was like a minute left in the Florida UConn game, and it was a tie game. So like
Hmm.
I'm paying attention to what's happening right now. I'm just not sure which teams are really better, that much better than other teams.
Yeah, and obviously the one seeds that we have left, Florida, Houston, Auburn, and Duke, obviously our one seeds are left. We have our two seeds with Michigan State and Alabama. I think Michigan State is a sleeper team here. I think they're a sleeper Final Four team. I don't know if they win the championship. I think
Hmm.
they're a sleeper. Our four seeds, we have Maryland and Purdue. We also have Arizona. Michigan is fifth seed. I think our three seeds are Kentucky and Texas Tech. And I had, of course, I had Texas Tech winning the first round against UNC Wilmington, but I had Drake upsetting them. And obviously, whenever it comes to March Madness, you can never bet against a bunch of white boys on a team because they gonna shoot the lights out. You feel me?
Bro, this is their Super Bowl the whole month.
So I had Drake beating Texas Tech. Obviously, didn't happen. I also had St. John's beating Arkansas. So like just those two kind of cooked my bracket because neither of the teams I had winning one was going to be Texas versus Arkansas. And obviously, everyone um everyone's seen the John Calipari and Rick Pitino stuff with Arkansas and St. John's and how they used to coach against each other and how they were never really friends because of the Louisville and Kentucky rivalry. Whenever you both coach in the ACC, whenever one team's good, the other one probably isn't or probably is, but obviously you aren't going to like each other because you're in the same conference. But Arkansas ended up coming out with a win by 9 points, 75-66, and I was so upset because I had St. John's in the I had St. John's in the Elite Eight, and I was gonna pick Florida over them. And I also didn't. I had Maryland getting upset first round too, and they ended up winning by 33 points. I mean 43 points. So I was upset with that as well. Um, I feel like I made a good pick with Colorado State over Memphis. I was gonna upset, and then Maryland got the game winner. I don't know if you saw the video, Jaden, because it's been going around. People have been saying if it's a travel or not, and it was either like I know people like say Gabby stepped in
Where
two
that freshman
steps.
took the got the game winner, that freshman on that lay. I think I know what video you're talking about. I think it was as clean. It looked like a gather, and then he took the two steps. If I'm thinking of
Yeah,
the same video.
it. I think it wasn't a fade, but like it looked like a
It was
jumper.
like, oh,
Yeah, it was like off a foot, but it was like three steps. But I think
yeah.
one was a gather too as well. But I think I didn't think Purdue would be this good. I'm glad that I chose them to get this far, but I also have actually I did not. I had them I had them losing to Clemson. I was so mad whenever McNeese beat Purdue, and I think that cooked a lot of people's brackets day one, just because they beat them by two. And they hell, Clemson only had 13 points in the first half and finished with 67 points. So goodbye them. But I had Clemson over Purdue. But now, I mean, I have Houston over anyone in that region anyway. Obviously, because I have them winning. But I think my best region was the West region, where the only game I got wrong was GCU over Maryland, obviously, until the second round, where I think I got almost every game wrong. Um, I was optimistic about North Carolina, and they lost to Ole Miss first round. I know. I got to be optimistic about the Carolinas, though, just because, I had Marquette beating New Mexico. And I should have had New Mexico because North Texas legend CJ Noland goes there. It is what it is. I think Michigan State soon is gonna go beat Auburn. I think they're gonna go ahead and make the Final Four. This is gonna be my Final Four. This is like the rest that I'll say. But my Final Four is Florida, Michigan State, Houston, and Duke. And I think Houston beats Duke, and I think Florida beats MSU, and I just have Houston winning the whole thing. But I feel like everyone had Duke or everyone had Florida. Like, let me switch it up. Let me make March a little bit more madness. You feel me?
Real.
But honestly, the way Duke is looking, like it's kind of scary because I think they don't won their first two games by well, their first game they won by 40. I think their second game they won by 30. And Cooper Flag is a demon. And Tyrese Proctor had 25 points and drained like seven threes. That dude could not miss. Bro's just like me. Why are you looking like that?
My bad, bro. I was just checking the women's stuff for the women's games because I only care about one team, and well, I care about two teams. I care about UConn and USC. I was like, I didn't even know
Oh,
USC was playing right now. USC's
I,
up
I
95 to 55.
I have bad news for you about USC, bro.
Are they not in the tournament?
No,
Uh,
Juju took a fall earlier. It was
I
bad.
I know I saw that. It was like a couple days ago, right? Or was that this game too? She
That
got
was
hurt.
tonight. That was tonight.
She got hurt today too?
Yeah,
Because I
she
know
was
she got
getting
hurt in
like
the last game.
she was getting pulled off the court, bro. Like and
No,
she was holding her knee as well. I
no.
know, because I wanted them to win for real.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
All right, bro. I guess I'm going with UConn.
I
Paige
know. I was like,
Bueckers.
real. I think I might go LSU. I like LSU,
Bro, they
but
won. What it says 101 to 71, bro. That's crazy.
yeah. And I know I was talking about New Mexico earlier with UNT. I'm gonna just say this just because we go here, but UNT is currently in the National Invitational Tournament, the NIT, not the bigger tournament, just because we didn't win the conference. But
Hmm.
been playing really well this year. And obviously, if you're playing this late in March, that means you're doing something right. And this is going to be a quarterfinal game we have against Oklahoma State. It is in Oklahoma State because there is I think it's a cheer event here that was already planned.
Mm.
So it will be in Stillwater, and I was so sick about it.
Move
And I
that cheer
think,
event, bro.
like,
Move that cheer event.
that's what I'm saying. Just move it to like SMU or something, bro. SMU lost. Just move it to
That
SMU.
ass.
But
Hey, if y'all want the latest on UNT sports and stuff like that, hey, check out that Thursday nightly news. You know, you're gonna see my boy talking about that thing.
yes, sir. North Texas Television on YouTube. I will be there
Hmm.
on Thursdays at from 6 to 6:30. And but yeah, I got all the news for North Texas. I mean, y'all see me talk about Dallas, mainly Dallas and UNT stuff. I know that's probably majority of our listeners as well. But UNT is doing fairly well. Not even fairly well, they're doing great. I don't even have class tomorrow because my professor is the play-by-play guy for
Hmm.
the men's basketball team, and he will be in Stillwater at the game. And I'm like, dang, like
It's
I'm
tomorrow.
jealous. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Hey, hey, Chip, we on the way, baby. You know what I'm saying?
We,
My boy was there a couple years ago when they won it all in Vegas, and I already know he's gonna be there again if they make it this year.
no, for real. Two NIT chips in 3 years. Come on now, baby.
Hmm.
We got that.
Hey, we just like that, bro. It's because of us, bro. If we weren't at this school, bro, that greatness would have been spread out, dispersed somewhere else.
Exactly. It wouldn't happen if we weren't here, bro. You
You know
know?
what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen again once we leave. Our greatness
It
has
better.
left.
It
Our
better.
gr- our greatness has left, bro. Law can't carry all that greatness on his shoulders.
But yeah, I think we go ahead and take it home. I think the other teams that are still left in the NIT is it should be UAB and it also should be let me check this real quick. I know for sure it's UAB and we lost to them in the conference tournament. I'm pretty sure, which I was so sick about. So it is UAB and it's UC Irvine. And
Mhm.
both teams are pretty good. Obviously, we lost to UAB at first, so I really don't want to play them. I think we can beat UC Irvine, but also if they beat UAB, then I'd also be even more scared because it's like we lost to them and they just beat them. You feel me?
Mhm.
But it is what it is. I think that we're straight, and I'm so confident in us winning the NIT, and I'm getting all the merch whenever we win. I don't have any wood near me. I can't knock on wood. But gotta trust my dogs. You feel me?
Hmm. Hey, go Mean Green. What's the dish right here?
Exactly.
Mean
GMG,
Green,
baby.
baby. Let's go. Let's get it.
But that's really all I have. And shout out Me Green, shout out Houston. Hopefully my bracket can pick back up. I think Texas Tech just cooked mine. Unless Florida goes and makes the Final Four, then the west side of my bracket's cooked. But other than that, I think I should be okay. And actually, all I have for y'all today.
All right. And that's all I got too, you know. Until next time, go Philly. Go Philly, Miami. Please, at this point, just tank for Cooper Flag and let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. Keep it
He's a
pushing.
maverick, bro. He's a maverick.
Where I kill myself.
All right, bro.
You heard it here first on the pod.
This is dope. But y'all again, we'll see y'all on the socials as well. Um, let us know who y'all have winning the tournament as well. Um, again, I got Houston. I feel like most of y'all are gonna have Duke, but I got Houston.
Nah. But yeah, let us know on our socials. Let DM Jalen if you think his takes suck. You know, I'm sorry that I have no takes on this matter, but you know, let's go.
J Reese standing
Let's
with
have
me,
some
bro. He
people.
got Houston too.
Yeah, me too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
J
You
Reese
hate
got
on him,
Houston too.
hate on me. You hate on him, send double the amount of hate this way. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.
I'll see y'all next time, guys.